Hey everyone, happy Wednesday. It's Joe, and it's time for Puck It with Joe. Over here on Sports Grid, a TV. We've got 3 games on the slate today after a huge slate yesterday, but still plenty of opportunities to make some money. I'm liking some underdogs on today's slate. Got a great matchup tonight between the LA Kings and the Vegas Golden Knights. Going to be an interesting one, but first, let's jump to the first game of the night here. The Ottawa Senators are taking on the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, all current odds are over on FanDuel. We are seeing the Ottawa Senators plus 138 right now on the money line. This is a young, scrappy team that's working hard out there on the ice versus the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, the Leafs at home, who've been having some struggles so far this season. This team has so much talent on their roster, but some of these wins just aren't converting. They're coming in as huge favorites on the money line at minus 166. Now, that total is at 6.5 on FanDuel right now, minus 148 to the over. I do like this one to the over, but I do think you're better off shopping those lines, getting that alternate total of 7 and getting some plus money. This one has the recipe of a back and forth battle out here and a higher scoring game. So when I look at this game, I have to look at the Ottawa Senators in this matchup. I do think they have the talent and the drive to be able to get the win here over the Toronto Maple Leafs. When we look at this team, though, they really need to clean stuff up. They've been spending way too many minutes in that penalty box, way too much time at 14 minutes per game on average, 29th overall in the league. If they come out and play that style of game, Toronto is going to be able to capitalize. Toronto, such a strong team, averaging 3.42 goals per game. 33 shots on net, the fifth best power play in the league, converting at 26.8%. So Ottawa needs to come out here, play a clean game. They've lost their last 2 games. We know there's controversy going around with this team. They need to clean things up. They need to get back on track. And I do think we get such a strong effort out of them. I love Brady Tkachuk and everything we've seen out of him out there on the ice. And this is a huge rivalry game between these two. And we look at Toronto rolling in here. They're off the overtime win over the Tampa Bay Lightning in a game that they were able to come back. I love that ability for them to come back in that one after the Lightning put up, 4 goals in that first period? I believe it was a 4-1 end of the first period there. So I do think we could see here the Ottawa Senators get up fast in this one. Looking at the goalie matchup, we have Corpusalo in a net expected, at least for the Ottawa Senators. He's been strong, 3.43 goals against average. Not as strong as I wanted to see him to start the season, but I do expect him to look stronger in this one. He's got a save percentage of 0.901. Joseph Woll here coming in net for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, he has been absolutely brilliant out there for them. He's got a save percentage of 0.930, goals against average of 2.30. So I do expect him to stand nice and tall. Now, we look at the save shots on goal. Corpusalo, we're not getting numbers for because he's not 100% confirmed. We are getting numbers here for Woll. His number coming in at 27.5 at minus 124 to the over. I do expect him to go over this number. Toronto allowing 31.4 average shots on goal from their opponent, while the Ottawa Senators averaging 33 shots on goal per game. So I expect Woll to go over this. I do lean, though, on the Ottawa Senators to be able to get us that win and that plus money at plus 138. So I don't think I'll take Woll in this one. I was looking for Corpusalo numbers. I do think if his number comes in right around 28, 29.5, I would be hitting that to the over as well. We know the talent here Toronto has, and Toronto on their home ice definitely will be trying to pick up this win. I think this is a battle from the start to the finish. This is the first night of a back-to-back here for the Ottawa Senators. They're back home tomorrow to face the Vancouver Canucks. Ottawa wins tonight. I don't think they win tomorrow. If they lose this one tonight, we'll revisit tomorrow's game. But if you see this one go in the Ottawa Senators' favor, I'm going to take the Canucks tomorrow. I love what we see now, the Canucks, especially if we're going to see Demko in net tomorrow for the Ottawa Senators. But just a quick look ahead, for the Vancouver Canucks. But that's just a look ahead. We look at Corpusalo on the road versus Toronto as well. He's gone 3-1-0 in the 4 games on the road versus the Toronto Maple Leafs. So that goals against average 2.74. So he has been a strong versus them. Save percentage of 0.917. So I do like his ability. Now I'm going to look at Brady Tkachuk for the anytime goal in this. Brady Tkachuk at the anytime goal plus 162. I'm going to look at the first period over 1.5, except it's too juice, minus 150. Both teams to score. You can put a little bit of money on both teams to score, maybe half a unit in this one, because I could see it kind of play out where Ottawa scores those first two goals. We know Toronto sometimes in that first period has been letting us down with how they've allowed these goals to come in and haven't done their share. So the both teams to score at plus 148. Now, the value, again, the only way I can bet Ottawa is on the money line. Plus 1.5 is minus 160. So no value on the puck line. Their team total, there's no value. Over 2.5 at minus 158. I do think this is an offensive battle right out of the gate for both of these teams. So over 6.5 as well. Looking at player props for the Toronto Maple Leafs, Mitch Marner has been so phenomenally strong, getting goals in the last couple of games. I think it was the last 3 games he has been able to get a goal. Mitch Marner for the goal tonight is plus 175. He's rolling so hot that I don't want to fade him. You can look at the shots on goal in this one, but the book's really catching up to those shots on goal props. We're not getting as much value. So not loving those shots on goals. You're taking a lot of these players up to 5+ shots on goal, which is asking a lot when there's so much talent across the board. Like, look at Toronto. We got Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner, Tavares, William Nylander. Like, the list just keeps going and going. So taking one of those players for a 5+, it's just hard to do. I would look at those goals for who you think will come out nice and strong. For me, Mitch Marner for the anytime goal and Brady Tkachuk from the Ottawa Senators for the anytime goal and the over 6.5. Ottawa has been giving up a million shots, that being said. 38 shots or more in their last couple of games given up on their goaltending. So Corpusalo absolutely will need to stand on his head in this one to be able to get the win. Happy Wednesday to everyone out there. Thank you so much for joining me here. Yeah, Brady tonight for that for over a half a point. So for the point, I do like as well. The next game on the board with the Florida Panthers taking on the Washington Capitals. Current odds over on FanDuel, we have the Florida Panthers minus 137, plus 114 for the home dog in the Washington Capitals, total of 6.5. Now that 6.5 is minus 115 to the over, minus 105 to the under. And looking at this matchup, it's easy to see why people expecting this one to stay under that total. The Washington Capitals just haven't been able to light up the lamp this season, only averaging 1.9 goals per game, 31st overall in the league. They're shooting at only 6.4%. Again, 31st overall in the league. It's the Sharks behind them, you guys. 29.6 shots on goal per game. And looking at the Florida Panthers, they are so strong offensively with getting these shots on goal, but these shots are not converting to goals. They are only averaging 2.82 goals per game, so they're not above that number of 3, and 35.4 shots. So those shots coming in. Defensively, strong defense for both of these teams. The Washington Capitals allowing those 3 goals and 29.9 shots on goal. Their kill is phenomenally strong here, just under 80% at 79.4. And looking at the Florida Panthers, they're only allowing 2.91 and 27.7 shots on goal. So 6 overall in the league for limiting opponents' ability to get those shots. Now, if you have started to see those block shots on your books, let me know, because I keep searching for them every day. I want to start betting these block shots, especially when we start looking at these defenses really stepping up and some of these teams really getting these block shots, but I'm not seeing them on my books. FanDuel's not offering them right now. So definitely something we'll be looking at, especially come the run to the playoffs. Those block shots, those defenses really stepping up. At this point of the year, they're not really getting as many block shots as we would like anyway, but you do have to start looking at that. Those will be coming, you guys. Bobrovsky expected in goal here for the Florida Panthers, and Darcy Kemper for the Washington Capitals. Both teams play very disciplined hockey, which is it's kind of funny to say when we talk about the Florida Panthers, because we know how many penalties this team took at the end of last season, especially in those playoffs. Matthew Tkachuk can play a really dirty game sometimes. So this team really cleaning things up this year. I love what we're seeing out of them, limiting their penalty minutes. We have the Florida Panthers rolling in off a win at home in overtime versus the Columbus Blue Jackets on Monday. And we also have the Washington Capitals off a win versus the Columbus Blue Jackets on Saturday. So the Capitals come into this one more rested, but that does not always equal a good thing, especially for this Washington Capitals on 3 days or more rest. They've gone 0-4 in their last 4 games on that rest. So we have seen that struggle on the rest for the Washington Capitals. The Florida Panthers, I do think this is a good game for them. Looking at that price, minus 137, it's hard for me to say no to them here on the road on that money line. I think there's value there, but I want to find more value. The Washington Capitals haven't won their last 4 games, one being at home versus the Florida Panthers. Panthers have won the last 4 in Washington. This team absolutely knows they have to get things going. And with players like Ovechkin on this team, they all of a sudden could come out and be strong. I just don't buy it tonight. I think the Florida Panthers will at least get off to that hot start. I'm going to take the Florida Panthers here in the first period again. If something's cashing, I don't want to go against it. We took the Florida Panthers in the last one. It was kind of hairy there. It was a 2-1 finish in that first period, and thankfully we cashed. So the puck line for the Florida Panthers, and I don't want to do money line. I want to do puck line. You could do money line if you want. Laying the half a goal is plus 164. Now, if you want to do the puck line for the full game, minus 1.5 is plus 180. I prefer the puck line in the first period. I expect them to come out so strong. Matthew Tkachuk, Sam Reinhart. This team has the playmakers as well. Now, these two teams trend to that over when they play each other. I just can't get there. I'm a little nervous with this one staying under that total, especially if the Capitals come out and can get a couple goals, because we know the Florida Panthers, they need to have that ultimate huge offensive night that we know this team is quite capable of. We could see them put up 3 goals in the first period. So I'm going to stay off the total in this game. I'm just not buying it. Looking at Bobrovsky versus the Washington Capitals, he's gone 12, 13, and 5 in 32 games with a goals against average of 3.01, save percentage of 0.901 versus the Capitals in his career. So the Capitals have been able to hit him. Looking at Kemper versus the Florida Panthers, he has a 3-5 record in the 9 games they played against each other with a 2.79 goals against average and a save percentage of 0.914. So Kemper has fared better against the Florida Panthers than we have seen Bobrovsky fare against the Washington Capitals. But I think Bobrovsky is the stronger goalie at the moment. So the last time these two teams faced up was the last time Kemper was in goal facing the Florida Panthers back last season, February. 34 shots on goal, he saved 34. He allowed 4, so 38 shots on goal. He had a 4.15 goals against average, so he did struggle in that one. Give me Florida first period. Puck line laying the half a goal plus 164. You can take the full game if you want at plus 180 for that puck line. That's the only other way I'd go with that game. I do think the Florida Panthers get that win. So if you want to take the money line, go for it. The LA Kings taking on the Las Vegas Golden Knights. This is going to be definitely the best matchup of the night, in my opinion. Current odds on FanDuel, we've seen some movement, minus 126 here on the money line for the Vegas Golden Knights, plus 105 for the LA Kings, total 6.5, and juice to that under at minus 114. Over the number is minus 106. I have so much respect for both of these teams. Both of these teams absolutely phenomenal in their own rights. This should be a complete battle from start to finish. We got talent across the ice. We got defenses standing up, and we've got goaltending that is a second to none. Now, Cam Talbot scares me a little bit here. He's got a 2.14 goals against average, save percentage of 0.923 for the LA Kings. How long can Cam Talbot keep this up? I'm a little worried with him when we're going to see Cam Talbot get hit hard, because we know we saw that last season. Adin Hill, on the other hand, how can his numbers keep standing? How strong they have been. He's been phenomenal. 1.81 goals against average, save percentage of 0.938. So Two strong goalies, defenses, both defenses are doing phenomenal. The power plays are solid on both sides. The kills are elite on both sides. Third best kill here for the LA Kings at 84.6%. And the kill for the Las Vegas Golden Knights is coming in at 87.2%. So really strong kills out there. Both defenses are doing a great job at limiting their goalies' shots that they have to save. The LA Kings holding opponents to 27.4, which is better than the Vegas Golden Knights, who are allowing 30.4. So offensively, the Kings dominating out their second best goal numbers so far this season at 4.27 goals on average. Wow. The Vegas Golden Knights at 3.77. So this game is going to be a battle. Where am I going? Well, I'm looking for revenge. Who doesn't love revenge in the LA Kings? Absolutely want to get revenge after the Vegas Golden Knights beat them in that last game in the shootout on October 28th. It wasn't that long ago, you guys. It's only November 8th today. 4-3 win for Vegas in that one. Now, Logan Thompson was in goal in that game. The Kings had 39 shots on goal in that game. Vegas was held to 30, so the Kings did a really good job at limiting the Vegas Golden Knights' ability to get those shots, but Vegas ultimately did win that one. Vegas was able to capitalize on 1 of 3 power plays, and the Kings went 0, or sorry, the Kings went 0-4 on those power plays. So the Kings need to come out. They need to come out hard in this game, and I do think they get revenge. I love the plus money we're getting on the LA Kings, plus 105. It was better value earlier in the day. It was right around plus 108, plus 110. So we are seeing a bit of movement. I do think both of these teams come firing right out of the gate. I'm going to take the over 1.5 in the first period. It's a little juiced at minus 128, but I do think it comes in, and I think it's a really solid way to look at this one. Now, if you're looking at goal scorers, Kempe here for the LA Kings, he's coming in at plus 180. I love his ability to be able to get that goal with the value we are getting. 4 goals and 8 assists on the season. He's going to come out with a chip on his shoulder in this one. Kempe back in 2021 season, he got, was it a hat trick? Yeah, he got a hat trick like in the first period, and then in that game, he would have scored. I can't remember. First game, I think it was 8 or 9 goals. It was absolutely phenomenal. Like the hat trick came in the first period and he just kept going. So I think Kempe in this game comes out plus 180 for the anytime goal. Alex Pietrangelo here for the Vegas Golden Knights. You can look at him. Long shot here for the goal. He's coming in at plus 650. Shea Theodore, though, has been phenomenally strong. I could look at him for points as well. You got Mark Stone, Jonathan Marchessault, and Jack Idle. So much talent on this team. But you guys, those are the 3 games on the board today. Kings on the money line. Yeah, I definitely think very solid way to go. I do like the Panthers and the Capitals. A goal within that first 10 minutes. Absolutely. Let me know what value you're getting on that. I really do think the Florida Panthers come out strong to start that game, rolling in with some momentum off their other win. You lean under with Vegas, but both teams to score in the second period at plus 110 has hit 3 of the last 4 series. I do like that. I think that is a really solid way. I'm going to stay off the total of this one. I really do think this one has the opportunity to go to overtime. Actually, now that we're seeing that, let me just tell you what the odds are for this one to go to overtime. I think at plus 350, this one is one that I am going to bet right now to go to OT. It's definitely going to be an absolute battle between these two. So, you guys, I'm liking the dogs tonight. The LA Kings, the Ottawa Senators. Man, could we get all 3 dogs getting that win? I'm actually tempted to parlay all 3 dogs there, but I don't think the Washington Capitals can get it done versus the Florida Panthers. That is my only dog that I'm afraid of tonight. Alex Ovechkin, though, to score a goal, I do like for the Washington Capitals at plus 110. We know he's been quiet in some of these games. Those power play goals is when he's normally scoring his goals. The Capitals 0-4 on those 4 days rest. That is my worry for them tonight. I think they come out a little slow in this one. So you guys, those are the games. All the best in all of your bets. We are here every day at 5:30 Eastern, so make sure you join me here on Puck It with Joe over on Sports Grid TV. Game Time Decisions is kicking off in the next 10 minutes, so you want to go check it out. They're going to have all your bets and all the games happening tonight. It is Wednesday, so much action going on. Let me know how you guys are enjoying college basketball now that it is back. It's crazy. There's a lot of good games out there, what you're liking in the NBA and everything that's going on. But you guys, that's it from me today. All the best on the ice. Let's make some freaking money. And I'll see you back here tomorrow.